Hi there, welcome to Emailgistics, and welcome to your third module of your End User Emailgistics course. In this module, we are going to be covering preferred Outlook settings with Emailgistics shared mailboxes. In your Outlook desktop application, there's a few settings that you can have enabled to make your life working with Emailgistics even that much better. The first one that we're going to talk about is the view. In Microsoft Outlook, by default, a lot of the views are similar to what you see here, where I can see the subject of a message and a little bit of what's in the message at the bottom. This view can work for particular mailboxes, maybe similar to your personal box, but in a shared mailbox where you're using an add-in like Emailgistics Outlook add-in, you're going to want to have the reading pane open on the right-hand side. This will allow you to do everything all from one screen without having to pop anything open. To change your view settings, you click on View just above your ribbon, navigate over to Reading Pane, click on Reading Pane, and you can decide to have the reading pane on the right or bottom. Once you make this change, the message information will appear on the right-hand side, allowing you to reply directly from this page without having to pop the message open and reply. The next option is going to be the Emailgistics add-in. So the Emailgistics add-in only works when you have a reading pane on the right or on the bottom. Aside from that, you'll have to pop open a message to access the Emailgistics add-in. Here, you have the option to keep the add-in open at all times, so when you switch between messages, the add-in will appear, or in my case, like you see here, every time I open up a message, if I want to use the Emailgistics add-in, I have to click on it to open it. Once you click on it to open it, it's going to take a little bit of time to load because it has to load every time you open the Emailgistics add-in. So it is preferred that you hit the little pin option here. And each time you filter between messages, the Emailgistics add-in will appear. To see how you can organize the Emailgistics add-in, check out our add-in course at module number 2, How to Navigate the Emailgistics add-in. Now, the next setting that we are going to take a look at is our cached settings. Outlook by default has cached exchange mode turned on for your personal mailboxes and for shared folders. Where this becomes an issue is when you have multiple people working in one mailbox and they're moving messages from one folder to another. Kind of like we're doing here with Emailgistics. Messages come into the inbox and then they're assigned out to agents. What ends up happening with cache mode being turned on is that the messages might not look like they've already moved, but in fact on the server they have. Your Outlook would just need time to catch up and do a send and receive before it recognizes that the cache has changed and that that message no longer exists in that folder. To have this automated for you and Outlook synced up at all times, you can navigate over to File, Account Settings, choose Account Settings again, and double click on your primary account. Here you'll see if cache exchange mode is turned on. You can go to More Settings, click Advanced, and then you have the option to turn on or off download shared folders. By default, it should look like it's turned on. You will turn that off, then hit Apply, and OK. Once you have done this, your Outlook will require a restart and can take a little bit of time to sync everything up. Give it about 10 to 15 minutes, and then Outlook will be ready to use in online mode as opposed to cache exchange mode. Now let's take a look at our Emailgistics folder settings. Earlier I showed you how you can change a user's folder to show the total number of items that are located in that folder as opposed to the unread count that Outlook does by default. You can do this for every user's folder by right-clicking on the folder, hitting Properties, and then selecting Show Total Number of Items. Once this is selected, you will see the total number of items for that user's folder. This option can help you determine who currently has messages assigned to them and how many messages they have without having to look into our dashboards or reporting each time you want to look at a user count of messages. Once you do this for one user, it will appear as the same view for all users in your 365 shared mailbox. The next option that we're going to cover with Outlook settings is how you organize your folders. You should never delete any folder that's under the team folder, as Emailgistics will recreate it within 15 minutes. Folder deletion will cause all the messages in a user's folder to go back to the inbox and be assigned to other users. If you wish to have your folders located under your favorites section up here, you can simply right-click on your folder and add to favorites. This will add your named folder in your favorites underneath whatever else you have in your favorites. If I wanted to add the inbox, I can right-click on inbox and click add to favorites. And because I have two folders called inbox, it will say inbox, Panilli customer service. This way I can close up the team option and even close up the mailbox option here to keep my Outlook looking clean. And if I need to access the inbox of our shared mailbox, I can simply click on it and I have all of my options right here. The last thing that we're going to cover is how you view categories. If you're using the Outlook categorization option, you can view your folders by categories simply by going to the folder you wish to view. So in this case, I'm going to click Archive and selecting this dropdown and hitting Categories. This will then filter everything by category first and then chronological date order here. This way you can see your categories at a glance without having to search and filter through this folder manually. If you're using a lot of categories, whether you're tagging customers or certain products or certain scenarios, this will help you get a great look at what's happening in each folder regarding those categories and provide visual alerts to your folder when a message is categorized. Thank you very much for joining me on this module, Preferred Outlook Settings for Emailgistics Shared Mailboxes. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to support@emailgistics.com and we would be more than happy to help you. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one.